Hi guys, welcome back. My name's John Decker. Welcome to our homestead, I guess it is. I had a short video go up, I think it was last weekend or maybe it was earlier this week, I can't remember now, in which I had done an extension to our garden, or at least preparation for one, with new coca coir and stuff that I had gotten compost for. Sorry if you hear a lot of noise, we're next to a busy road and airline traffic is constantly overhead. Anyhow, so people on the comments were saying things like, oh, what does it look like at the end? And you used hay, that's going to be causing a whole bunch of weeds. So let's go take a look at it and I'll explain the weed situation here on our property. Right now I'm getting prepped to make another woodshed because I've got to chop all of these logs down. But anyhow, this is what the extension ended up looking like. There's about 8 inches of hay on top of that and about 5 inches of coca coir under it. Below that is just the sandy soil I had mentioned in the previous post. Uh, that again, it's going to take a second to mat down, but I mentioned it earlier. This is going to basically just be covered in snow for like a season before we ever get around to using it. But as far as weeds go, I mean, the ground around here is mostly weeds, anyways. I didn't plant any of this grass. It came with the property when we bought it, and we get all sorts of weeds in here. We'll get things like sheep sorrel. This stuff grows with you can't stop it. In fact, you can cover this in a like totally no sunlight scenario and it'll just grow up white. Anyhow, this is full of crabgrass and all sorts of stuff. And yeah, I could probably spend $100,000 fixing that up and making the property like a golf course, but I would never be able to maintain it, and that's just not worth it to me. So in the meantime, we're just creating a garden that outcompetes all of the weeds. So we'll have the weeds, but we have carrots and tomatoes and Brussels sprouts and squash, and of course the squash coming to the end of the season over here as well, and everything that just effectively outcompetes. And anytime at the end of the season I throw more amendment down on top. I did many years where I just like dug it into the soil, but it's more effective for us to just keep throwing stuff on the top soil and creating a thicker and thicker barrier towards that sand on the very bottom. So anyways, that's what's going on in here. Weeds do come in and we just live with them. So I hope that's a little bit more explanation. I know it's a little confusing, especially if you got a small garden and you're used to being able to go out there and like completely clear your yard of weeds and all that, but it's just not practical for this particular property. Cheers, man.